Welcome back guys to another tutorial. For this tutorial we will be focusing on upgrading our Vulture, the money printer. So if you hit F1 on the keyboard, that will take you into the Moby glass. You're going to scroll all the way down to vehicles at the end. Perfect, and this is where you want to be for your main upgrades for the ship. So if you scroll on up to the top where it says select ship, you'll be able to see all the ships you own. I own the Drake Vulture, the Drake Buccaneer, and the CO Nomad. So if you click the Drake Vulture, that will bring up the ship you want to upgrade. So here we are, this is the Drake Vulture. So at the top there on the left, you got your liveries, propulsion, and systems. This is where you want to do all the upgrades. So you got 2 coolers for the Drake Vulture, and currently stock you get the Thermomax. The Thermomax, as you can see here, it's manufactured by Juno Stirwork, and it's a size 1, grade C at the bottom, and it is industrial. Of course, this is an industrial ship. This is designed for salvage, and we have 2 of the same coolers with the same specs. It is very important to pay attention here at the power plant and all the other upgrades. We have the Fortitude. As you can see, it's also a size 1, also made by Juno Stirwork, and that is one of the most important things to pay attention to, guys, the size of your upgrades. This is a size 1, grade C industrial. We also have a total of 2 power plants, so take that into account so you know how many upgrades you need for the ship. And in my personal opinion, these are going to be the best upgrades for your money printer. As you can see there, this power plant, the stock one, the Fortitude, is 139 power plant. I'm not sure how this ties in to the game and upgrades, because the upgraded power plant grade A is also 139. But let's move on to the quantum drive. For the quantum drive, we get a Goliath. It is a type 140 quantum drive, and that's the stock. Also manufactured by Juno Stirwork, as this is a ship made by Drake, which is the Juno Stirwork. It is size 1 as well, grade C, and it's also an industrial quantum drive. So now we're moving on to the shield generators, and for the Drake Vulture we have 3 shield generators, also size 1, grade C, and industrial. These are manufactured by Basilisk. I hope I didn't butcher that. These are called the Bulwark. We have 3 of those, but we will be focusing on power plants and quantum drive and the coolers for these upgrades. That will make your money printer fast and efficient. So for the power plant, guys, we are going to be upgrading to the Brenton power plant. These are a massive upgrade, also size 1, grade A this time, and industrial. Why industrial? Because industrial is ideal for multiple things at a heavy load. It is way more stable, and we already own 2 of these, so we're going to go ahead and click them, and then you're going to go ahead and save and equip the changes. I wanted to show you guys the difference between the 2 power plants and how in future updates this will reflect at the bottom. So for the Brenton, it is still displaying as a 139 power plant compared to the Fortitude. So if you look at the Fortitude, at the bottom it changed to power plant, and it's still the same power plant size. So I'm gonna go ahead and equip the second one, same grade A industrial, and this is a huge upgrade. And now we're going to be moving to the quantum upgrade, quantum drive. So for the quantum upgrade, we currently have a Goliath grade C industrial, and I will explain why the best upgrade for your industrial ship like the Vulture is going to be a grade A civilian, the Atlas. On paper, it is fuel efficient, fast, and for a ship this size, it makes sense. It is also probably half, if not 2/3 cheaper than most other quantum drives grade A industrial, and the performance isn't that much far off. So this is a 39,000 UAC upgrade, and for this specific ship, the size of it makes sense. So we've gone ahead and we've equipped the RSI Atlas. Now moving on to the coolers. As I mentioned previously, we have the Thermomax, which is a stock coolers, size 1, grade C, industrial. And we are going to be upgrading these bad boys with the Ultra Flow, which is a size 1, grade A industrial. This will meet all of our power requirements whilst keeping all of our systems powered. So you go ahead and equip both of those and click save and exit. And pretty much guys, that is it for the upgrades. So you're going to need 2 Ultra Flow coolers for your ship, 1 Atlas quantum drive for the ship, and finally 2 Brenton power plants, industrial components. For the coolers, for the power plants, the only civilian one you will have is going to be the quantum drive, the Atlas. And for the shields, we will worry about those. They are subjective to players, so I think the bulwarks work quite good now, but I'll look to upgrade those into the future. And yeah, basically that's the upgrades that you're gonna need to pretty much increase your profit whilst you're doing your runs with 37 SU of cargo. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna go ahead and exit the Moby Glass, and we're gonna go ahead and call up our ship, the Drake Vulture, and I'll go ahead and show you guys all of the features of this beautiful money printer of a ship, industrial, amazing, and in my opinion the best starter ship for anyone starting Star Citizen, as it can print you money and get you pretty much going. You can buy any ship in the game if you have a money maker. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to the fleet panel and order the ship to come up. So I just scroll over and retrieve my Drake Vulture. Amazing stuff. Now we're gonna run over to the platform and I'm gonna show you guys how beautiful this game is. Like, this never used to be a thing. The ship just used to spawn up. They've added this elevator and this is awesome. That is the Drake Vulture. Just be careful though guys, when the doors open, that you're behind that caution line, or else you'll fall down to your death and spawn at the medical bay. This is the Drake Vulture in all its glory and beauty. I'm going to show you a few side profiles of it. Look at that guys, that is amazing. It is a beautiful ship made by Drake Industries. Beautiful thing. Let's get a shot profile from the front. These are the 2 scraper heads. Later on I will get into the actual function of them, and you have 2 modes. Beautiful. Look at those 2. They retract, they hide there, and when they're in use they come all the way forward. Amazing stuff. This ship also does quite a few cool things when it comes down to salvage. I'll show you guys all of that later on in the video. Drake Interplanetary, that is awesome. The little lights, the attention to detail. Look at the engines on this. Wow, that is a big thruster. So we're gonna make our way to the back of the ship, and this is where you guys are going to be doing all of your cargo. So you have 2 of these panels on the side, on either side, left or right. These, if you go ahead and press them, these will open your cargo bay for you and drop down the ramp. Amazing stuff guys, good stuff. As you can see here, this is the area where you guys will be stacking all your stuff. That little section there that I'm pointing at right now, that's your 12 cargoes of SEU, and the rest of the cargo will go in that corridor, so that you can pack in a total of 37 SEU of cargo with this ship. I have made a video on how to do that guys, and I'll link that in the video description and also at the end of the video. This is our money printer. This is the bad boy. This is what makes possible making money in the game. So as you can see there, we can store a total of 13 SEU. This is the depot side of things, and when it's full you'll be able to click eject. So it also has a handy crafting section in case you forget your multi-tool. You can print a multi-tool here guys at the cost of 0.0 0.050 SU, and that is recycled materials, compositive. That is the stuff that we're going to be harvesting. You can also get the construction material, but that is obviously at a much cheaper price of sale, so we don't want to like focus too much on that. The moneymaker method is in the RCM, recycled material compositive. You can also craft a true beam tractor hold attachment, which will pair up with your multi-tool. That is what is needed, and literally it is crafted for like not that much. If you look at the SCU that it requires, it is like 50, 0.50, actually 0.050 of one SCU, so that's not much to craft a multi-tool. It is best if you bring one with a tractor attachment, a true beam tractor attachment. That way you don't eat into your profits, but if you do forget it, you know, it's not a big deal, you can craft one. You can also craft a, at the bottom, as you can see, I'll try and scroll here and demonstrate, a Cambio light SRT attachment. That is to do some recycling or salvaging with your multi-tool. Let's say you didn't want to do it with your Vulture, and you happen to be on foot, on land or out in space. You happen to get out, and yeah, you can fill up some canisters as well, and you can also craft the fuse. There is the amount, the Cambio SRT canisters and the Cambio light SRT canisters as well. You can do both of them. You can do the attachment as well. The canisters can only be done with the RTM, as you could see there, guys. Amazing. So here we have a few different panels. So this panel, we got one on either side. This one closes the back door, and you can find this panel to the right and to the left of the back door. As you can see there, we have lights off, and we got the exact same thing here, open, lights off. It is a little bit fiddly, the lights don't fully turn off, but as you can see there, they dim down a tad bit, a smidgen. And I am a little bit disappointed, because I thought actually that switches the lights completely off, but apparently that's got to be a bug, or the game meant to say dim down lights. But as you can see, when I clicked it, the lights sprang open and the door opened up, so I guess it's more of a dimmer switch. So if we continue over to the side, we have a shield compartment. This is where our shields are kept, bulwark. It says that we're supposed to have 3 within the Moby Glass vehicle section, but I can only see 2 here, and these are only guys, these are only decoration. You cannot yet remove the components directly off the ship, but it is nice, it is attention to detail that the bulwark shields are there, the modules, and when you do upgrade them, they will change to the corresponding modules that you put in. On this side there is no compartment, as you can see, nothing. And brilliant, now we're going to make our way up. If you click open, you can turn the lights on and off as well, well, dim them more likely. And there are no components here, just a set of stairs straight up into your cabin. So here we have a closet. I believe this is to store items at that top shelf or that bottom shelf. You can store whatever it is that you've got in your hands, boxes, you know, small boxes. As you can see here, we have the quantum drive cabinet there, and the quantum drive sitting beautifully in there. Like I said, these are only display purposes at the moment. So we have a weapons rack where you can put 2 weapons, and at the very top you can put some ammunition in them boxes and stuff. I have a fire extinguisher that I took from here the other day in one of my other videos. I'm going to place that back there to make sure that if I do ever catch on fire, I have a way of putting it out with this new engineering update. Amazing stuff. You've got the bed that you can use to fully sit in it. You can sleep, you can pretty much live out your life out there in the cosmos, guys, in space, and pretty much be self-sufficient in this ship. We have a battery terminal here. and there is no batteries inside, but for batteries, I believe these are the batteries that are used for the SRT, for the big tractor beam multi-tool and other things like that. So I will equip a chocolate, by the way, and instead of eating it, I will try and place it down to see if we can actually get it to place down. I have to look away so I'm not interacting with anything. Here we go, and I'll get the place, and then you can see the highlighted. It won't place inside of the drawer, but it will place at the very back there. If it's in green, perfect. You can place that there. Amazing stuff. So you've got some storage, and then you can close the door, and if you need it to go back into there, as long as your ship is not destroyed, guys, you can access your chocolate bar or drinks or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, you could use this battery one for storing batteries itself. I do apologize, I was too close to the battery compartment to be able to open my inventory and safely store this, but we will put that back into our inventory. And then the sorting button doesn't seem to want to work, but you can manually move that and drag it along. Here we have a gravity generator, which also doesn't have anything inside of it for now, but there's some storage space there that you guys can put some more stuff. And also there is a small shelf just in between them two that can be used to place stuff. This as well, I believe this is the trash system, trash canister, but you know, you can use to place some stuff there. And I'll show you the coolers, beautiful. And also the power plants at the bottom. Since the ship owns two coolers, if you open them up and open the power plants as well, you will see the upgraded components in there. Ain't that a beauty, guys? The attention to detail in this game is amazing. I am still yet to wait eagerly for when they release an update where you could actually remove the power plants directly from within the ship and stuff like that. But for now, like I said, this is all display purposes only. So we have a bed section, like I mentioned, so you could be living out your fantasy out there in space, sleeping, harvesting, salvaging, doing whatever you need to do, all from the comforts of your Drake Vulture. We also have a restroom. Amazing. Robert Space Industries, you know you've done it with this game. It is fully accessible, guys. You can open it up, you can sit down, and you can do your business in peace. You can close the door if you have more crew online. Hopefully no one is disrespectful enough to open the door while you're mid using the toilet. And if you get up, oh, what's just happened there? We've just seemed to have glitched through the restroom door. Not a problem, guys. We can live with glitching through doors. We can go ahead and hold the F to interact, and we can close that portaloo down, and then we can shut the door. Amazing. Now we're going to move in towards the... oh, the door shut on me. What is that? Oh my god, my bad, guys. I forgot to chuck away this empty bottle that I drank the other day. We're gonna put that in my inventory for now, as we don't want to be dirty. So here we got computers cabinet. There is nothing in it at the moment. I believe there's supposed to be a computer in here for your industrial things. I'm not sure when that is coming into the game and stuff like that, but the cabinet is there with the computer module missing. On this side we have a scanner. The scanner is also missing in the game for some reason. I can't see anything. I don't know if it's already there and whilst I was recording this is glitched, but the radar is there, guys. The radar module, it is non-interactable, so you can't interact with it, but you do have a radar module in there. Beautiful thing. You go ahead and close your cabinets. That's the radar at the top, at the bottom. Over on this side we got the computer, and this is the main cabin. So this is where you do all the flying. If you go ahead and hit F on the keyboard, you can sit down, and voila, good stuff here, guys. Amazing stuff. So guys, if you hold the F key on your keyboard and move the mouse around, you'll be able to enter into view mode inside of the cockpit. So as you can see, I can look at my legs, I can look to the right, I can look at all the buttons. We got 4 panels here, guys, in this ship. On the side here, we have a few buttons that are interactable. Exit to the rear, open exterior doors, enable quantum drive spool, engines on, and then at the very top there, we got flight ready. So for the top, we have another 4 screens. The 2 ones on the very right, along with the ones at the bottom. None of those buttons do nothing for now. So we got 4 screens to have 4 things displayed at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and get the computer ready and hit flight ready. That will switch the ship on and engines on. So if you can see here at the bottom, this screen pretty much is our power management screen and tells us how much power we got left. And it shows our guns, our engine, and our shields power. So you can move to the side there where you can see the arrows. You can add power to the different sections. I'm going to add some more power, and as you can see, the 2 shield generators take 2 powers each. As you can see, we got now 2 left. You want to make sure you got some left. Also, the RM is the signal given for electricals. So if you're out there, make sure your RM is quite low so ships can't detect you with the radar. Here we got the configurations menu, my apologies, the flights configurations menu. You also have gunnery and HUD. So this pretty much is a set of options that you can enable or disable. I don't really sit there and play around with the settings when I'm in the ship. And you got your HUD as well, so you got advanced scanner, advanced nav, and stuff like that. Then if you scroll to the side, you can see the very top, I have 2 different screens displayed. I have the amount of decoys, the amount of noise, and to the left we have 2 more panels at the very top, and these are fully configurable. So as you can see there, I can have 2 of those, or I can have shields and the stats to the other side. As you can see, I can scroll back to targeting, but I like to have a specific screen up here to the right. So as you can see that there, guys, if we scroll a little bit to the left, we can have the same screen that we had at the bottom there for adjusting power on the fly. And I like to have this one here. This one is the control for the coolers. You got everything, power alerts, you got weapons, you got life systems, so you can switch things on and off. You got your radar. If that is switched off, or you happen to be out there and you have no power left over, then you're trying to scan and it's not working, it's more likely found within that screen, guys. As you can see, I got 2 left over there. I could go ahead and feed 2 of those to there, and that won't be working at all. I'm not sure if it's because they disabled the 3rd shield on the Drake Vulture, but for some reason it only has 2 active shield generators that are working. I cannot even power the 3rd one, whatever I do. I'm not sure if this is a bug, again, like I say, or they've intentionally disabled this for the Drake Vulture, but I tried to scan right now, press the tab, and that's taken one of the power modules off of the shield. So I go ahead and try and flick that back on, give it full power, 6 out of 6. Remember those 2 big boxes at the bottom, that's 2. The smaller ones equal 1. And nothing's happening. So eventually I decide, okay, let's move on, guys. Now, I'm going to be switching to first view, 3rd person, so you can see the beauty of this ship. Look at that, guys. That's fully switched on. As you can tell, engines are glowing green, blue. And I'm going to do what I call a little cinematic spin around the cabin. That is beautiful, guys. Look at that. The attention to detail in this game is insane, guys. I love space exploration games, and even though this is in alpha, I love it, guys. I used to own over 30 million UAC in this game, and this was like a 1.5 to 2.5 years. Since then, there's been like this new alpha patch where they've introduced Pyro and the other galaxy, and yeah, they've reset me to factory settings. So when I first loaded this game, I only had 20,000 UAC. Now, if you want to get into mining mode, guys, you press M on the keyboard and that will bring you into mining mode. As you can tell here, I have my two scraper heads and they are moving independently from each other. So if I have two types of salvage modes, so you got the Singe scraper modules, which is the ones you want to be using for your RCM. And also don't forget to hit G on the keyboard, otherwise you will switch between the two modes, gimbal mode and pretty much engine mode, where your heads will move independently. So if you're not in gimbal mode, your heads won't move independently when you're salvaging, and your ship will be moving everywhere. It will be a lot harder to pretty much salvage. And you also have the Abrade scraper module. The Abrade scraper module is used for a slightly different type of salvaging, and that is your construction materials, guys. So we've switched over to the Abrade scraper, and if I go ahead and click on it, you won't be able to see anything now. As you can see, the surface is invalid, but I will be showing you guys the difference between it. As you can tell, that is the tractor beam on the left, triggered on, but the scraper head itself will not scrape that door because it's an invalid surface and we could get in trouble. But you have those two modes. So one mode you could use to hold on to the material you're scraping and move it around, and the other mode is used for the two scraper heads to get your RCM. So the Singe gives you RCM efficiency, and the Abrade can also be used for RCM, but you know, the heads work slightly different. You won't get as much RCM with the Singe. You won't get as much RCM with the Abrade head, as you only got one head, and its actually main purpose is for the construction material, which is two. You got recycled material and the construction stuff. There's also a really good feature with this, and that is when you're salvaging a ship, you can enter into diffraction mode, and that once you've done taken all the RCM out of it, you can disintegrate the ship into multiple parts, and that's when the Abrade head kicks into gear, because then you can hold on to those parts that are flying everywhere in space. You can hold them with a tractor beam whilst completely salvaging them, and that will give you construction material. So as you can see now, I've switched back into the gimbal mode, so you can see, and this mode is working with the ship engines because we're not flying right now, so you won't be able to see us moving. You can't move the heads, but you always want to make sure that you're in gimbal mode, guys, so you're not moving around and drifting everywhere. Amazing stuff, guys, so far. Now I'm going to be taking you guys out as well. I'm going to show you this mode. It has an independent mode for searching targets. So if you hit V on the keyboard, it will take you to this screen, and this is the screen you want to be in the scanner mode for finding those signals of the panels, which is the stuff that's going to be giving you the most amount of RCM without having to invest any money into it. There is so much to talk about with this ship, it is almost impossible to do it all in one video. But if you guys are happy, drop a comment down and let me know what you would like to see me do next with the Vulture and what you would like me to talk about with the Vulture. So as you can see, you can adjust the range of your scanner, and you can pretty much dial in the width of the scanner. The lower it is, the shorter the view path is, and the wider it is, the more you'll be able to scan. Alright guys, that was all of it. I will show you guys a quick trip to space to show you guys both of the heads working and the beams, the actual visual of what the beams would look like. Perfect, let's quickly get in the driver's seat and I'll take you guys on a quick trip to space to show you visually what the beams will look like when you're out there salvaging and living your life. There are so many features crammed into this ship, guys. It is amazing. We're gonna go ahead and take off since we are flight ready, and then you want to go ahead and press Alt and the N to request takeoff. And perfect, as you can see there, clearance has been granted. The doors will open, and you want to wait for them to be fully open, guys. You don't want to go and drive into there and destroy your ship and have to claim it back. Especially this one takes about 9 minutes to claim back. You can speed things up and pay about 3,000 UAC, and that takes 3 minutes off the timer, so you're left with 6 minutes, but that's not worth it. I'll go ahead and scroll down so you can see the landing gear being retracted, and we are ready, guys. I'll get back to you guys when we're in space. Perfect, I flew all the way to Mach 1, and this is the Singe scraper mode, and this will have 2 scraper heads active at once. And as you can see, I am moving over to Abrade to show you guys real quick. Abrade module, this will trigger the Abrade module and the tractor beam. As you can see, we only have 1 scraper module and a tractor beam. Amazing stuff, guys. Don't forget to also hit the G and go back into independent gimbal mode. Perfect, guys. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Hit a like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. See you next time.